All right, now we're here.
Hi.
And it's another Monday. Hello, hello.
When
Say
you're
hi to.
saying it like that, it doesn't sound. Hi, everybody.
Hi, it's a Monday. Is that better?
Hi. Yay.
Hey, listen, we're going to talk about a topic I don't know nearly as much about as you do.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about that today. You're going to be more the expert. It's skincare.
Yes.
And obviously, this is important. People lose weight, but the skin is what holds everything, and it's very important for aesthetics and youth, and it has an important function. It's the largest organ system in the body. So we're going to talk about that. But first, I have a question for you. Did you watch the games yesterday?
You mean when Taylor Swift won? No.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, so this is the thing. I haven't. I've watched this year less football than I've ever watched in my life. Right? The Giants
Okay.
were just pissing me off, and so I was done. Uh,
Okay.
my Sundays were freed up and everything. So I'm just hearing about this, and I'm seeing it on social media. Why has this pop singer taken over the game?
You know,
What's
it's
going on?
we make a joke about it, but we're not a football house, really. We enjoy watching it, especially middle of the season. It's just fun. Like we enjoy hosting and having everybody around. So Super Bowl is a great time, but we don't we're, like other than my husband enjoying the boxes, we're not huge on football. And we've been to games and it's a great time. But all I can relate to football now is Taylor Swift. Now we're not Swifties, but my daughter is a fan, but not a Swiftie. She's not full blown. So jokingly, we got home late yesterday. We were out for my mother-in-law's birthday dinner. And my husband came home. It was like 5 minutes left of the game. The kids are getting ready for bed. And sure enough, I was like, Isabella, Taylor Swift's going to the Super Bowl. She's like, Mom, we have to get fun shirts. No relation whatsoever whatsoever to football. No, I don't know, but I feel like it's taking away from this team that's really playing well. Like I feel bad.
This is the weirdest controversy ever. I mean, I maybe I
Weird.
think the economy is good because we have nothing else to talk about and to fight about. This
I mean,
is
I
the
don't think
weirdest.
that's definitely not the case. I think that I think it kind of his teammates probably are not too happy that a good whatever points are made and then they're going flashing to see her on the screen.
It's not her fault. It's not his fault. His
No, but I mean it's
right.
she's on, there was some sort of meme circulating where it was like you see more Taylor Swift at football than you do at her concert or something like that, jokingly because she's all over the TV.
I've seen the craziest things about it. I've seen accusations that he's a gold digger. She's only dating him for his money.
No, I don't.
She's a billionaire.
She's a billionaire. That's I do not fall into any of that whatsoever. But in terms of football, it's making it more enjoyable to watch. Like my daughter actually did say, "Mom, we had to find really fun Taylor Swift themed shirts."
This
Super
is the
Bowl.
weirdest thing to me. Hey Jack, do you have a recipe for us today?
I do actually.
Okay, good. Let's go over the recipe, and then we could talk about skincare. Listen. There's an announcement we have to make. We have something really
Yes,
cool that's coming. So first things first. First, we'll do the
I'll
recipe.
leave the announcement to you, but obviously the skincare theme, I'm definitely
Yeah,
excited to
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about
We're
because it
all
makes yeah, so we're actually going with a drink today. So it's talking about clear skin, clean skin, hydrating yourself. It's skin boosting, gives you a ton of hydration, which is huge, especially now this type of time of year. Coconut water, cucumber, and mint infused water. You could also add carrot juice and blend it. Any of your greens, blend it, and it gives you a smoothie. So you can drink it as an actual, just a standalone coconut water, infuse it with some cucumber and mint, helps hydrate the entire body, glow your skin from inside out. Or if you feel like you need a little bit more, some sort of boost, a little toning in the skin, add carrot juice and greens.
This is easy.
Super simple, super easy.
Yeah, even I could do this.
Yeah, no, it's super easy. And honestly, it's something you do all year round, not just now.
Well, here's a factoid about coconut water that most people don't know. First of all, not only is it delicious, but
Mhm.
apparently, like its electrolyte profile is the same as human blood,
Yeah, it's insane.
which is really cool. So it is
Yeah.
very hydrating, and there's a
Mhm.
reason that coconut oil over the last few years has become so big.
Oh,
You know,
coconut, I mean,
bloody.
coconut water and coconut oil are just game changers.
Yeah, we're
Coconut
all
water is
thinking of
definitely acquired taste, but incorporating coconut oil on a regular basis is an absolute game changer.
it's almost like we've all landed on Gilligan's Island, and we've discovered coconuts, and it's very beneficial for a lot of things. So
Mhm.
okay,
Absolutely.
let's talk about this. So that was great. That was such an
Yeah.
easy, simple thing. So it's something
Super
I can
easy.
try.
And
Yeah.
it's one of those things too that wouldn't affect you on program either. So like let's say for example you're not a fan of coconut water in
Well,
general.
you're good. You can't have coconut. Yeah, you could do regular water.
Regular water.
Right.
Exactly. So you would do that, cucumber, lemon, mint. It's super hydrating. Drinking that all day, it does a lot for your body. It's the hydration.
Well, I don't know if you want to do it all day. There is a good amount of sugar in that,
That's true.
but it's something that once you
Throughout
get
the day.
a good idea. Hey, so you were saying that this time of year is bad for the skin. What's going on now this time of year with the skin?
You're not getting a lot of exposure to sun. So a lot of times you're not getting the same benefits that you would the other 3 seasons of the year. So when you're not outside, you're not really exposed. You dull skin. You are shedding skin as well at the same time. So there's a lot of dull. You have a ton of impurities. You're detoxing from the holidays, so sugar's coming out. You just don't look as fresh as you normally do. And the truth is, everyone can attest to this.
Are
During
you
the
saying everyone looks like crap right now? Is that the point?
I would never. You might be feeling that way. I would never. But, I feel like around this time of year, especially, it's much harder to get a handle on your skin because of what we're coming off of food, detoxing, getting our summer bodies ready. We're definitely either on a diet or a program of some sort or trying to get ourselves back together. And before those benefits actually show, your skin does not always necessarily look up to par. It could look less moisturized, dry. Maybe you tend to see, is like women especially, like a little bit more fine lines or wrinkles that maybe you didn't notice before because you have less hydration in the skin and you're not out in the sun. You're not enjoying fresh air as often as you are.
True story. This is why bears hibernate in the winter because they know that their skin looks horrible.
That's what
They
it is.
don't want to be seen.
Yeah, could be.
That's a little known fact also. Also a true story for, many, many moons ago, I went to Arizona State. And Arizona, obviously, the sun is always out. There's no humidity. Everyone had great skin there.
Mhm.
I would come home and I would visit friends at Rutgers, and I was like, what's going on? There's such a big difference.
Oh, you have a natural glow. I mean, listen, everyone always looks better with a little bit of color on their face.
Absolutely.
Even if you're fair skin, like I'm very fair, but I tan well. My children are very fair. They get that rosy glow. They just look healthy and dewy, and it's a very happy,
Happy
positive,
and dewy. What does it mean to look dewy?
like just glowy, nice little, a healthy shine. Like I have super like shiny skin, but not oily. You just want a nice freshness to your skin.
What is your skincare regimen, Jackie?
I wash my face
I
every
can't
morning.
believe I'm asking this question, by the way.
It's actually so
Me.
I literally I wash my face every morning with a white microfiber towel.
Okay.
It has like I use a charcoal wash just to get like
Oh,
the impurities off.
I'm starting to regret it already.
It's super simple.
A lot. This is your first step. It's a microfiber this and that thing.
Well, it's a soft towel. It's just a very soft towel.
Okay.
But I just do a very light wash in the morning and I apply my vitamin C, my hydrating moisturizer, my serum, and that's it.
That's you're not doing anything the rest of the day.
The rest of the day. Now, if I put makeup on, I'll put makeup on, but I do very light makeup as
I
well.
gotta tell you, I'm impressed. I figured there was a night thing, there was a day thing, there was a
At
mask.
night, not during the day, but at night I do the same thing. I wash my face. I do a little bit. Sometimes at night I apply a gel mask that I could sleep on, just like a quick one and dry, soaks into the skin. But other than that, what?
You scare your husband. You come to bed.
So there are times I put those masks on. I definitely, I scare him. He definitely rolls over and he's like, what are you doing?
Hey, if you're just joining us, we're talking about skincare
Yeah.
and just how important it is in general, and also how we are able to contribute to it,
Yes.
which is really cool. And it's getting cooler because I'm going to be announcing something that we're going to be doing. Everyone, there's no one who doesn't want tight, clean, clear skin.
Right.
Everyone wants that. It makes you look younger, obviously. This is more, we're talking about it in terms of aesthetics, but the skin is also like a filtering.
Not just here. Yeah.
the largest organ in the body.
Mhm.
So everything is filtered out through it. It stops the bad stuff from coming out. Impurities, often they start in the liver when we're detoxifying, and then it'll come out through the skin. And most people think of that as a bad thing when they're on program, when they're detoxing, but it's a good thing because we're getting it out of the body. Is that
Correct.
correct?
Correct.
Good.
Absolutely. And
Okay.
I think the biggest part of that, and just for me to add my side to that, when
Yeah.
those impurities are releasing through your skin, like you said, our skin, it's the largest organ we have. So when I discuss, like, for example, my skincare routine in terms of my face, the rest of my body also needs moisturizing too. So you want to moisturize, cleanse properly, naturally exfoliating, but it is a sponge. It soaks up and releases anything we put into it or anything our body has to excrete. So example, at night we're sleeping, we're sweating through our sleep, we're shedding skin cells. These all of our impurities are coming out. It's why we do very well with fat burning when you sleep well.
Right.
So definitely your body is constantly in motion. So doing these things and also keeping the topical layers clean and allows you to fully detox and process those impurities. So
Right.
you want to keep that all up. That's also why you tend to break out skin, arms, things of that nature when you're
Well,
detoxing.
let me tell you something, Jackie. A few years ago, I decided, okay, I'm not getting any younger. I need to begin a skincare regimen. So I started with this stuff, and I'm putting it on my face. It lasted 2 days.
Oh my God.
This is what I've discovered about myself. I resent every single second
Of
of
not doing it?
that kind of self care.
Okay.
And I think that would probably be true for a lot of men. I don't understand women who are in the bathroom for 3 hours every day.
I have the patience for it. I don't.
I could see it. I mean, I could see the self care. I mean, there's just so many benefits to it. But there is something I'm going to do, and that is we're getting a new machine in the office.
New services, new services.
New services, we're getting a new machine, and I got to tell you, we've been approached over the years probably a dozen times
Mhm.
about these machines. I've always resisted them, whether it's cool sculpting, whether it's lasers, or what have you. I've always resisted it because there's always been some kind of potential problems with it.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
can see how it dovetails very nicely with what we do. It's very desirable, it's very desired. But there's always been an issue with it. This new machine we're getting, the technology is it also freezes fat. But they've worked out some of the kinks of cool sculpting where you don't get the side effects for it. You don't get the lumpiness, you don't get the pain.
Yep.
Results can be seen immediately. Like there was a study that I saw, and I think, and if I'm wrong, I apologize, but I think the result was like after 5 treatments, there was a difference of 1.85 inches. That's how much was lost.
That's huge.
That's huge. And
That's
there
huge.
are applications to use it on the face also. It actually tightens up the face. I told you about this friend of mine, and I was there when she had this procedure done to her. And the difference from before and after was remarkable.
Yeah.
She looked really terrific.
I'm
So
excited about this.
yeah, I'm gonna use this thing on my face.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't do it myself, so you're going to have to learn how to do it. Uh,
Iron your face.
so listen, we don't have it yet, but we're getting it soon. And I think here's one of the important differences. There are a lot of medical spas that offer these types of technology, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to be the only people who have this particular machine. I don't know who else does.
I've never
But
heard of cryoskin before this.
I didn't even reveal the name yet, so you let it slip. You let it.
Sorry.
Well,
All
it's
right.
a good thing in France. It started out in France, right? So that's how it happens. The best things come from Europe, uh,
Mm-hmm.
myself included. So, and you, and your husband, right? No, we're just joking about it. So,
No, but they definitely are definitely advanced when it comes to these types of machines and products. So anything coming from there firsthand, I am absolutely curious.
yes, you want to know when it comes from Europe, you want to know about it, especially if it's France or Switzerland or someplace like
Oh
that.
yeah,
But
Sheena.
here's what people need to know. Even though other people have this particular machine, I don't think that anyone can offer the combination that we're going to be able to offer.
No,
Our focus has always been health. That's not going to change.
no.
Right? This is a valuable service. Aesthetically, it's going to make a huge difference. It literally kills fat cells. Um, but when we combine that with what we do, with how we detoxify the body and how you burn fat on our program, and then add that kind of contouring and tightening, and there's an application that gets rid of Swiss cheese or cottage cheese.
How does she?
Uh, so that's very, very appealing. And I've mentioned this to several of our clients, and they're really excited about it. I'm not going to say super excited because I hate that expression.
I know, but you have to consider it this way. It's a one-stop shop, right? So you'll be coming when we say detox, and this is we have to for anybody who's new to us too in general, detoxing / weight loss, fat loss. It's not just coming. A lot of people still assume detox means just getting rid of impurities, like we've discussed. They're not necessarily relating detox to weight loss and fat burning. So getting yourself healthy, getting yourself to your ideal goal weight. We also have a program to maintain that indefinitely.
Right, which is also a big differentiator.
Now, the truth is there are clients that have come to us in the past and still do that have more than 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds to lose. We have had clients lose 80, 100 pounds with us easily.
Yes, we have.
With no issue. And the truth is the body, the skin does stretch. There are a lot of benefits to doing this naturally inside and out, and then naturally toning the skin as well.
Right.
So it's like a full package and something that you can't always find everywhere without hopping around. And being able to entrust us and doing all three is huge.
Well, I'll tell you something interesting. So a couple of years ago, I was driving around and I saw like a sign by the side of the street, call us if you want to lose weight, right? So I did a little market research. I called them. And it turns out they were offering some kind of a machine, like it was like a heat fat burning thing or a laser. I don't remember. But I was speaking to the guy on the phone and he was like, yes, you'll lose, 50 pounds. Or he said something crazy. And I'm like, what are you talking about? These machines are for contouring.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even make those claims. I didn't tell him I was in the business, but I'm like, a little bit about this stuff. You can't make claims like that. And he made these claims, right? So here's another thing that I want people to know is that whatever we do is going to come from integrity. We're going to tell you that a couple of things. First of all, this is not for weight loss per se. You can lose a few pounds, and that's part of the studies, right? People will lose a few pounds, right? It makes sense. You're killing fat cells, so you can lose a few pounds, but it's not major weight loss. Here's the other thing: the question always arises, well, can I gain the fat back in that area? When you kill fat cells, they die; they're dead, right? So you're not going to increase fat cells.
Correct.
But the ones that you have, if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't eat right, if you're not watching, then those can increase in size.
Exactly.
And so you can gain the fat back. So it's very important that people understand this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the combination between one of our programs, especially when we're talking about our maintenance program, and this kind of contouring is amazing.
Yes.
Imagine you have a wedding and you do 5 sessions, you lose 1.8 inches of fat. The confidence, the way the dress is fitting, plus you get it on your face, so you have that going. Like, it's a really appealing thing.
More tone, it's toning, defining, it's tightening, it's giving your skin the elasticity back that it needs.
It does do it. So here's the thing. So I've had the opportunity to ask questions, right, of the vendor. And I don't know everything, right? But I said, how does that happen? How do you tighten skin? It actually increases, also part of the studies, it increases collagen growth.
Oh, that's huge.
Is the activity of the cells that do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you're able to get rid of the tightening, and you're able to get rid of the cottage cheese and stuff like this. So it has several applications that all have to do with contouring and appearance and tightening and youthifying. We're going to youthify people.
Creating a new word.
Yes, you know what? It's called a neologism. That's a new word. That's a name for a new word.
I've never heard that.
Neologism. Yeah.
Neo
new, right? And logism, I'm not sure where that comes from. Yeah, yeah. We could look that up later.
Yeah, I gotta Google that.
Becky, what else do you think is important for people to know about their skin, about skin care? What is the key? I mean, you do topical things, but then you also are very conscious about what goes in your
Yes.
body.
Definitely big. I'm a huge fan of supplements. We are definitely an 80-20 household when it comes to our foods. We eat organic and clean as much as we possibly can. But then again, we do indulge where we're consuming processed foods and sugars and things of that nature. But I use clean products, which is a big deal. Clean shampoos, clean facial products, everything. Although it is external, my body is soaking it up.
Sure.
In terms of my supplements, we are very big. I take supplements. I drink a green juice every day, a beet juice every day. Those are things that naturally help with not just your skin, but a ton of things. Taking collagen as additional support, probiotics, prebiotics. This is huge. It's your skin, but it starts from your gut. So keeping everything clean inside is going to then go and show on the outside.
Yeah, pardon me. I would love to have a dermatologist on here.
It'll be huge. But certain dermatologists, I love dermatologists, but I get very nervous.
There is a difference in perspective because I feel like a dermatologist, for the most part, they're not going to educate people on why the skin might have issues, on why they might have rashes or be breaking out, that it comes from internal. For the most part, they're suppressing those symptoms
Yes.
with strong drugs.
Yes. And I'm actually experiencing it now still with my daughter with her eczema. She's been, she's a swimmer. So she is, for her environment, it is not helping her issue, but she has these random flare-ups. And is it seasonal? Is it something that she's eating? Because I feel like we really have a great handle on what they're consuming, but we get these flare-ups, and you go to these dermatologists and they want to treat it with a steroid, and all that's doing is reducing the look of it, the feel of it, the discomfort, or in some cases, some people may be embarrassed because it's so severe, and it comes back.
Right.
And it's not, I want to know, how can I fix what's causing it to do that from the inside out? Hence why we're
you have a holistic pediatrician, don't you?
Correct.
What does he have to say about it?
We've actually just recently changed our multivitamin. So we're changing, it's our multivitamin. We've changed our elderberry, an organic elderberry syrup.
Does he think that there might be some kind of a food sensitivity in the multivitamin?
Yes. Well, it could be that. It's a combination. We were taking clean ones. My daughter is 11, so she's getting older. She's kind of aging out of those kid, per se, vitamins.
Yeah.
So yes, it could be a combination of that. It could also be a buildup in the gut. So if she has too much dairy, too much wheat, too much gluten, those are things. And the thing is, although you may have consumed it today, it's not just gone in 24 hours. They have to filter it.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's buildup. So if she has a healthy gut, then in turn, everything else is healthy.
Yeah, and I want to be very clear to people. I mean, when we talk about skin, we are not treating skin conditions.
No.
But skin is often reflective about what's going on inside, especially with the liver, especially with the gut. This machine, we're not going to make any medical claims about it. We make no medical claims about anything.
No.
Having said that, we see people when they're on one of our programs, and what happens to the skin, if not every time, very, very often. What do you notice?
Well, for myself, my own personal experience, I literally went from, not that I ever felt my skin was ever bad or anything, but you saw the transition. I went a little flat, and I was on about day 28, close to 30. And I woke up and I looked like I had a facelift. Like my skin was so tight, so smooth. It was just, it was like a new me. I never, and I think I even sent you pictures. I actually had, it was like they called it the pregnancy mask. When I was pregnant with both of my children, I had the discoloration, the melasma on my skin, which never really went away. It would get lighter in the sun. It would change. I would constantly cover it. It's gone. I no longer have it.
Interesting. And I can, Jackie, I can tell when a person is on the program. Not everyone, right? But some people, by their skin. I mean, the way that the pores tighten up, the way that it opens around the face, the skin. for the most part, another thing about our program, which differentiates us from, I was going to
Don't
say,
say
the shots,
it. Yeah, the big
right?
out.
You get that blank face because so our program is hydrating for people. So generally you don't see you don't see gauntness. You might
Yes,
see some
a
sagginess
drawn
if a
feeling.
person loses, right? If a person loses a lot, but for the most, very often people are surprised that they're not getting this sagginess.
Yeah,
There's a difference between a program that's just purely about weight loss and a program that tries to address the factors of health and
yes.
wellness.
And when you said that too, like the gauntness, it's funny. So there came a point. I mean, in my perspective, I was just like, wow. I was like, should I continue going? Because I have not seen myself look like that. I, even at that weight previously, but like that, I looked healthier. It was different. It wasn't the number. Like I couldn't associate that number with the way I actually looked and felt. And
Right.
it was wonderful. I was like, this is just such a cool experience. And I was like, to actually feel this good, be happy with the way I looked at this number. And I've been this number before, and I did not feel this happy, confident, and healthy. So
Yes.
it's a combination. But I even noticed in cellulite, it's a huge difference. Because when you discuss hydration, when you start to hydrate the body, it smooths everything else out.
Yes.
So yes, my skin, because my legs particularly thicker, I felt a little bit looser, but they tightened up immediately after that. So once I was able to start exercising again, it was such a difference. It was literally giving me that blank slate to start again.
Right. And
Yeah.
there is something I have to mention, and of course, a lot of people are going to hate this, but it's true. They're going to especially hate it 2 weeks before Super Bowl weekend. Alcohol, no bueno for the skin.
It's
Uh,
tough.
this is very obvious. You can often see, like, the day after on a Monday, you can see when people come in if they've had something to drink. And some people are more sensitive than others.
So it's funny. I typically, I mean, for we drink casually and whatnot, but if we're going out with friends or socializing, but I see a difference now when I do. It doesn't matter what I drink, whether it be alcohol or wine or anything like a harder take. If I'm drinking tequila or anything like that, you see the difference. My skin is either one oily and puffy, or
But why would you be drinking tequila?
no,
Like you on spring break?
no. Well, like I'm saying, tequila with a little
Why would a mother of two be drinking tequila?
I feel like if we're out, it's just like it's just I do
Are you doing? I can tell you a story about me and tequila.
Well, we'll
And
have another.
you
So that's
suspect.
for another live. We'll share
Yeah.
those stories. We'll
No,
do
I
that
don't
for
think I
spring
can
break
share.
week.
I still may want to run for office one of these days. I am
Save it, hold
sharing
it.
my tequila stories.
I'll share mine. It's okay. But we if I have any drinks like that, even if it's like obviously just one, the next day I notice very puffy in my face around my eyes, and I get very greasy. Very greasy. If I have wine, my skin is actually not greasy at all, but I look heavy in the eye,
Yeah.
very drawn, discolored.
Oh, so depending on the kind of drink you have, it has
Yes,
different effects.
but I absolutely see it. Even if it's just one glass of wine, like we were out to dinner last night, I had a glass of wine. I felt so thirsty this morning. I just felt like drawn, and I felt like
What
dry.
experience when you have, let's say, a half a dozen shots of Jägermeister?
I would not be on this live. Well, I'll see you Wednesday.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it does affect me differently now because it goes right through my system, and I see it and I feel it. I feel the difference. I can see the difference.
Right. And I feel like people don't like when I talk about alcohol because everyone wants to have their
Trigger.
drink and, drink it too, or whatever the expression is.
Yeah.
But factually speaking, alcohol not good for the skin.
It contributes negatively, and I mean I have seen I've read quite a bit about it just in general more recently that as you age, I'm not going to say anyone specifically, but if you are out drinking socially, to hydrate properly in between, where for example if you were having one drink, have one glass of water, it does
Have some coconut oil, coconut water, infused
I
coconut water.
mean, balance it too. I mean,
It's
but yes,
perfect.
absolutely. But doing that will help the
Yeah.
effects. But of course, if you could avoid it, as much as possible. That
Right.
way
You can only mitigate so much, but so you brought up the topic of age. So let's
Mhm.
hit on this topic because none of us want to get older. I mean, like, I look at myself, I'm like, who is this old man staring back at me? I mean, so I think we need to age with dignity on the one hand.
Yes.
On the other hand, we need to try to hold it together as long as possible.
Well, yeah, it's funny. So I'm coming up on the big 40, so soon
Oh boy.
coming. But I my generation, I currently at the moment I have maybe 3 friends, and that's a lot, not even entirely, that have not had some sort of work done.
Wow.
In at any part of their body, right? Whether it be an actual surgical procedure or maintenance, whether it be Botox, injections, fillers, something.
Right.
And by all means, I am not against any of this. Whatever, I am a big believer. If it makes you feel good and this works for you, I respect that. Like whatever works. Me, on the other hand, I'm chicken, so I'm afraid to do those things. I'm not there. I'm never going to say never because I'm being genuinely honest. I would never lie about it. But right now, I don't see that in my near future at all. I think that me taking the extra steps now to hydrate properly, I've always taken supplements and vitamins, even when I was at my healthiest weight. I've always had some sort of regimen that I've tried to
Sure.
stick by. That skincare, facials, just basic things. Of course, exercise. I would really make a genuine self-conscious effort to do the right thing by myself.
Yeah.
I'd rather do that first than jump for that. And I know it's a lot easier. People are like, well, you start now so you don't get it later. I don't mind having natural laugh lines and like I want people to know that I'm happy and I'm smiling and
You've earned it. I mean, you have children, you're going to get some of that.
absolutely. I'm going to get a lot of those. It's not always going to be perfect, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with my version of perfect, but I'm not ready to go down that rabbit hole of work.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be one of the blessings also of the machine because the facials that you can do that in lieu of Botox,
Yeah, well,
which
and it makes sense.
yeah, of course it makes sense, and that makes me happy because I know what's in Botox.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone's watching that you don't know what's in Botox, look it up yourself. It's not lovely.
I know.
So yeah, so to the degree that we can help people with that, we always like that. Listen, I don't tell people what to do,
No.
but I educate them, and I like when people are able to get off medications,
How
when they're
huge.
able to not take something like Botox.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a very good thing. That in and of itself, to me, makes it a very worthwhile venture.
I mean, I look at it now. I think the thing is, and I talk about this a lot with you. I feel like it always seems to circle back from just my experiences and my age group of friends, from whether it be late 30s to late 40s. And social media plays such a huge part in it. Like the version of perfect that's out there and what we see as perfect and what should be going on and what we should be doing, it really does normalize the quick fix.
Oh, please.
And I think that it's tainted our views on what is real. And, like to me, 40 is not old, 50 is not old, 60 is not old. I mean, I was talking about this with our family chiropractor, and he's like, no reason why anyone should not be able to live healthy to at least 80 years old and not look
Well, there are plenty of reasons, but
with the big but.
we should be able to.
Correct. And our version, like if I ask my daughter, is 80 old? Or if I ask my son's 80 old.
You can ask your daughter if 22 is old, she's going to say.
Exactly. I mean, she secretly thinks I'm old, I'm sure, but she has no idea how cool I am. And it's going to take me the rest of my life to show her how cool I am. But that's a whole other story. But, we have my husband's side of the family. He's been blessed to have his aunts and uncles that are around, they're in their 80s. Up shopping, running around, you would never know. They look wonderful. They keep active, they're moving, and they live healthy, normal lives. And aging gracefully and aging appropriately is the way it should be, not the reverse.
Right. And of course, self-care does help
Huge
with
part of it.
it. It helps with getting better and being more confident. It doesn't make you a better person. You could be
No.
a bad person. But it can assist people to that degree. Aging is a rough one. First of all,
Tough.
no one's ever won the battle against Father Time. I mean,
Of course.
there is, we can hold him off as best as we can, right? And we don't like losing our powers. Uh,
No, of course not. But don't give into it. I mean, you have to. I think there comes a point where it's like embrace it as it comes. And if you have control, if you have that control then to make yourself feel good and look good because it's working for you, then by all means do it.
I
Don't give
think,
into it because you're 40, because you're 50, because you're 60. Like,
yeah.
oh, it's okay, I'm old. I don't have to impress anyone. Oh, it's okay. Do it for yourself.
Right. So that's a whole interesting other thing. We're going to end off now, but I'm always excited when we have people that come in here. They're 80, 85 years old,
Oh my God.
and it's to me, it's like such an affirmation of life.
Yes.
Because that there are people who are younger than who are saying, "Well, why should I bother? I'm not long for this earth anyway." So I like that they live while they're alive, and I like that we're able to help restore some measure of youth and vitality and better appearance.
Absolutely.
So
Aging is
that's
a
very
gift,
cool.
and some people don't get to do it. So
That's right.
do it gracefully.
Well, let's end off now. I'm sure we could talk about this for a very, very long time, but we're not going to. So thank you everyone for joining us. If you're interested in our new machine, we're going to be. I think we're just going to be putting up some sign up sheets over the next few days. For people who are interested who want to try it out, and that's going to be very cool. We're going to have fun with it.
Absolutely. There'll be a formal release and more information to come, but absolutely be on the lookout in the next
Yeah,
couple of
this is we call this a tease.
weeks.
All right. Later, Jay.
Bye. Have a good
Bye.
week.